What are some guys' secrets girls don't know about? There is no amount of hot sex that will stop us from masturbating as soon as we're alone. It's 2 separate releases and you just filled up the spank bank. Sometimes we use the stream of our pee to try and clean poop stains on the bottom of toilet bowls. I like hugs. You monster. I bet you like hand holding too. I had a girl tell me that my haircut looked nice. I've kept that same haircut for 4 years since then. After a shower, we have no problem drying our balls and face with the same towel. Most of the time we try to dry the face first, then the sack. But sometimes we have to go back to the face. We just hope we use an uncontaminated part of the towel. Edit, uncontaminated. My balls are clean after a shower. Just wiping the balls, then wiping my face is just kind of, yeah. Just because we're in the shower for an abnormally long time doesn't mean we're jerking off. Guys like to have long hot showers too, Only weirdos choose to piss in the urinal next to you when there are plenty of open urinals along the wall. Also, if we have to use the toilet to piss, we tend to piss on the side of the bowl to make less noise. As an older man, we don't expect you to look like a supermodel as we age together. Yes, at times I do see you as I did 30 years ago, and every wrinkle and flaw disappears. Yes, there are times I see every wrinkle and flaw and know how you got every one of them. They are beautiful too. If it is hot outside and you see a guy do some wacky dance, they are just unsticking their balls. You fool, you've destroyed us. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is often not possible, lead with something along the lines of, "Can I vent for a minute?" Or anything that signals us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem-solving session. Otherwise it's just awkward. What the F is going on here, in our heads? Simply saying you need to cry tells us exactly what we need to do. If you compliment my appearance, I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I look nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. I am a woman. In college, I complimented this random guy in line for coffee that he smelled really nice. It wasn't a pickup line or anything, I just enjoyed complimenting people. About a year later, we ended up having a class together, and I didn't recognize him at all. He came up to me and thanked me again for the compliment I gave him a year ago, and said he hasn't forgotten about how nice that was for a stranger to be so upfront and to compliment him. We'll be married 7 years in June. If we haven't carried in all the shopping in one go, we haven't done it right. Sometimes we don't talk to people because we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool t-shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming on to her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 6'6" guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we're on an elevator or something where she can't leave if she actually is uncomfortable. Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I can vouch for this. I was upset with my significant other for not picking up what I thought were clear hints. When he responded frustrated with, "I don't understand hints, just tell me what you want, woman," he really helped me communicate better. I don't know why we grow up thinking we can't directly ask for things. Bunch of snitches in this thread. At least they didn't disclose any of the serious stuff. Like stuff about that meeting we all have once a year. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. Oftentimes we genuinely don't care where we go to eat because we're just hungry and want food. Any food, as long as you eat some too. The mental struggle we have to go through to not scratch around our groin in a public setting. It'll take 100% of my willpower to not do it. The itching can drive me insane, yet the euphoria from actually scratching it is so good. I often imagine this must be what it's like scratching a dog's ears. There is a reason why men's pants have deep pockets that are deep enough to reach balls Vegas. The nod. When you see a guy you don't know or kind of know but don't really know well enough to talk to walks by, you give a subtle nod of your head, which they return. I talked to my wife about it and she confirms that women do not do this, but that they can sometimes smile instead. Edit, because it keeps coming up, some girls also give the nod. Typically an up nod is for your friends and a down nod is for strangers, or less than friends. This could subconsciously have to do with a baring or hiding of the throat. Thanks everyone for the comments. We desperately want you to toss us things instead of just handing them to us. It's not that we can't take hints. We're just afraid of looking too far into something. If someone is flirting with me, I have the dilemma of, Is she actually into me, or is it just how her personality is? Boners don't automatically mean arousal. That will never be said enough. If you have a son, don't rush into his room and demand that he get up immediately to do chores or some shit. He definitely has morning wood and would appreciate not needing to hide a boner from his mom. Give him like 5 minutes. Cannot stress this enough. Do you know how awkward it is to have your mom wake you up and tell you to get straight out of bed to do something? Let me deal with my pitched tent before I get out of bed, please. I'm not staring at you, I'm zoned out thinking about how I would start a brewery in medieval England whilst my eyes just happen to be facing your direction. Edit spelling. That awkward moment when you zone back in and you are staring at someone you don't know that wasn't in front of you a moment ago, and they are looking back at you. As a favor, I worked on a girl's car one time and got pretty dirty. Afterwards, she asked me if I wanted to come inside and take a shower. I told her no, because I hadn't brought any clean clothes to put on after the shower. She kinda giggled. Yeah, us guys aren't exactly too bright when it comes to reading between the lines. How many nights have you laid awake replaying this what if in your mind? I have lost count. Similar story for me. In 9th grade, my friend and I were hanging out with a third friend, who was a girl I had a crush on. Eventually, she invites us back to her house to continue hangs, and turns out her parents are out of town, and her older brother was staying with his girlfriend, so it's just the 3 of us. We watched some shit on TV, and eventually my friend says it's getting late, and he has to go home. So he does, and now it's just me and her sitting on the couch, watching Seinfeld. Eventually, she turns to me and says, "Would you like to see my new bathing suit?" In my brain, I thought she meant she would go get it, bring it back in her hands, and hold it out and show it to me. I really wasn't interested in that scenario, so I said nah. She said, "Oh, okay." We watched TV for another 20 minutes, then I went home. I figured out what she meant 11 years later. If you want something, just ask us. We are task orientated. Saying "I'm cold" won't always register to us as "I need a blanket, can you get me one?" And if you're mad at us for something, just tell us and we will probably stop doing that thing, if it's realistic. Don't just fester in your anger for days and wonder why we don't care. We do, we just have no idea what you want us to do. Well damn Jackie, I can't control the weather. If we have a goofy hobby and you take interest in it, even the slightest, we love it. I am a big gamer and my wife, who also games but not the same ones I play, will often watch what I'm doing, ask me about the game and generally take an interest. Her saying, "Oh, are you looking forward to Anthem?" is really cool and I appreciate her interest. It'd be so easy for her to pay no attention, and her doing so makes a big difference. Men have just as many issues with mental health, depression, anxiety, body issues. Please recognize this. I hate living in a world where it's not socially acceptable for men to talk about these things. A lot of guys would talk about their experiences and issues, but don't feel like they can. I feel like we just sort of ignore the issues, and guys that have mental health issues are sort of looked down upon, because men are all supposed to be outgoing and confident. Maybe you have a guy friend who doesn't get out a lot, maybe he's acting strange or isn't totally there. This might be why. We feel a great social pressure to be strong, less emotional, carry others, make money. A lot of times we don't know how to, and we're scared. But we know we're not supposed to be, and we know we're not supposed to ask for help, so we get stressed and angry. Edit, this is not an anti-women comment. Men do it to men, women do it to men, institutions do it to men. If you're blaming women for feeling pressure, you're part of the problem. There is an unwritten rule of bathroom urinal etiquette that is never taught to young men, but is somehow universally known. When a man enters a public restroom to pee in the urinal, he is to occupy every other available urinal from other urinating men, meaning the prime peeing position are in urinals 1, 3, and 5, if that is available. 2 and 4 should only be occupied if there are no other choices. Thank you a lot for watching the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and write in the comments what are some guys' secrets that girls don't know about that weren't mentioned in this video.